On the edge of Churchill village in Anshan, there is a long-abandoned stone bridge. People say that there are unclean things living in the bridge hole. As night falls, the bridge hole looks even more eerie and terrifying, and only the bravest people dare to explore it. One early autumn night, the villagers rumored that mysterious fire appeared in the bridge hole again. This makes people curious, but also wary. However, there are always people driven by curiosity to explore the unknown secret. The protagonist of the story is a brave and somewhat curious young man. He heard the legend about the fire in the bridge hole and decided to find out. His name is Li Ming, an ordinary farmer in the village. One night, he took advantage of the fact that everyone in the village had fallen asleep and quietly came to the big stone bridge. When he walked to the entrance of the bridge hole, he saw the flickering fire in the distance, and he couldn't help but feel curious. He thought maybe it was just some people camping in the wild, or a passing traveler warming himself by the fire. So Li Ming decided to take a closer look. As he slowly approached the bridge hole, he found 4 people sitting around the fire inside. Their clothes were a bit strange. Some were wearing summer clothes, and some were wrapped in thick cotton jackets. Li Ming felt a little weird, but still couldn't help wanting to see what was going on. He approached quietly, but was discovered by someone. The man turned around and said to Li Ming, "Brother, you look cold, come and warm yourself by the fire." Li Ming was a little surprised, because this early autumn night was not cold, and he looked at the man strangely. However, he was even more surprised that when he looked at the people carefully, he found Th. As their shadows were not complete, some had no heads, and some had no hands. This made Li Ming feel creepy, and he realized that he might have encountered something unclean. Just then, the people began to tell their stories. They said that they had been here for a long time. No one came to find them, and they couldn't leave. Li Ming was terrified, and he realized that there might be an unknown horror story hidden here. He tried to leave quietly, but the people found him, chased him out angrily, and shouted for him to stay with them. Li Ming ran away desperately. His heart was filled with fear and despair. Finally, he successfully escaped from the bridge hole, but he knew that it was not safe there. He decided to tell the villagers and warn them not to get close to the terrible stone bridge again. However, after listening to his story, the villagers still found it incredible. Some thought it was just his hallucination, while others thought he was lying. However, Li Ming knew that the fire in the bridge hole and those strange people were definitely not his hallucinations. He decided to stay away from the terrible stone bridge forever, because he knew that there were endless horrors and dangers hidden there. Li Ming's story soon spread in the village, causing a commotion. Some people thought he might be frightened and talking nonsense, but others began to believe the horror legend in the bridge hole. The elders in the village gathered the villagers to discuss how to deal with the problem. Some people advocated going to the bridge hole immediately to explore and see what happened. But others were worried that it would cause greater danger and suggested staying away from the bridge hole temporarily and waiting for the development of the situation. Amid the chaos and conflicting voices, the atmosphere in the village became more and more tense. However, just as everyone was arguing about what measures should be taken, another terrible thing happened in the village. A young man disappeared, and his family found that he had never returned after going to the bridge hole. This incident brought the villagers' panic to a peak. They began to believe Li Ming's story and realized that there might be some unknown terrifying power hidden in the bridge hole. So they decided to organize a thorough search to see if they could find the missing young man and completely solve the mystery in the bridge hole. When night fell again, a search team composed of brave young people in the village went to the Shikil. They were holding torches and weapons, determined to find out the truth. However, when they came to the entrance of the bridge hole, they found an amazing scene. The bridge hole was empty, and only extinguished embers were left on the fire. The search team looked around, but could not find any trace of anyone. they began to feel uneasy and felt that they might be trapped in a more terrifying situation. Just then, a gust of cold wind suddenly blew, and bursts of low groans came from the bridge hole. Everyone in the search team felt an unspeakable fear, and they realized that they might have entered an unknown horror field. In this dark bridge hole, the villagers started a life-and-death battle with terror. They will face unknown terrorist forces and the terrifying secrets hidden deep in the bridge hole. This terrifying night will become a nightmare they will never forget.